Ikuko Tomo, working in the South Australian Museum. I'd like to talk about the skeleton pathologies of dolphins today. We have observed the dolphin skeletal pathology for last several years, and today, according to the observation, we'd like to see whether there is any significant differences between the dolphins from the two different groups. The firstly, you'd like to introduce the background of our study. When we received some report of the stranded animals and things, we make a team like that, and then go to the field. Sometimes we have to work on a field like that, and then sometimes we work on the polymer facility. Let's do teamwork. The purpose of the post-mortem examination is try to find the individual animal's biological information, as well as what is the cause of the death of the individual animals. And then at the end of the examination, we assign each animal what they did as a cause of the circumstance of death, such as the disease or non-entanglement, or probable entanglement, or intentional killing, or the such. But unfortunately, some of the animals we couldn't figure out what is the cause of the death, so we leave as these types of animals unknown. So since 2009, fortunately, natural resource management supported our work, and it thus enabled us to conduct a further examinations such as a bacteriology examination, histopathological examination, and sometimes virological examination or the parasite identification. But still, some animals have the categorized as an unknown cause of death. So why don't we use our skeletal collection? Because we have a really long-term, really good number of the skeletal collections, and the wonderful thing is each specimen has got the biological and the scientific information associated with that. For example, where, who, when, and then the age group, such information. So not only that, and then one of the honors student, conducted try to find relation environmental factor and the dolphin's morphometric parameters she compared, and then she found under the micro CD images of the bone structure from the coastal reef. This is a cross section of the coastal reef. She found some heavy metal, high concentrated heavy metal dolphin shows a slightly different structure of the cross sections. But unfortunately, her study is just a small number of the animals she did, and then so many parameters she just compared. So stayed as just possible affected by the heavy metal. Therefore, we decided to make a study with our samples, and the sample size is 162. We use an Indo-Pacific Bottlenose Dolphin because this bottlenose dolphin stays relatively inshore, so they spend the most of their life, though not migrate a really big distance, stay in a quite similar area. Unfortunately, we find a quite similar number of the skeletons from the Gulf St. Vincent, 83, and in Spencer Gulf, 79, between 1988 and 2013. So each pathology we observed, and we classified into the 4 categories. I will introduce you a bit later. Then based on this analysis, the observation, we bring into the statistic analysis with the chi-square and Fisher's exact test. with a 5% level. And firstly, I would like to introduce how I classified pathology. So first category we called lytic region. The main cause of this region is inflammatory reactions. The feature of this region is the very rough surface and with some various size of the pores, we call pores. And then because of the lytic, the bone materials sometimes, the bone matrix sometimes melt and then remodeling, and then as a result, they combine together. And then second category of the skeleton pathology is the degenerative regions. The main cause is thought to be the aging. Because of the long time persistent stimulation, that cause we call the lip. Oh, sorry. They form the lip at the surrounding the facet. And then it's not a great photograph, but there's a bit elongated lip on the facet. And the third category is the trauma and fractures. The main cause thought to be the strong impact from the outside. And then fresh broken bones remained as detached, but sometimes we thought the healed broken bones, so naturally, sometimes they're alive, they naturally healed, but there's a record they had broken bones in their life. And then fourth category is a malformation and dysplasia. This is a congenital disease, and this is not like a first lytic region, the generative region. The surface is smooth and relatively easy to identify. And then all of these results, looked at all over the result. I examined 162 animals. Amongst them, around 78% of the animals shows some type of the skeletal pathology. And then look at the type. And the most, most I found is the trauma and the fractures. And the second most is the lytic regions amongst them. Based on that, I compared the variables between the age, mature and immature, and the cause of death, anthropogenic cause, and the non-anthropogenic cause, as well as the time period before 2000 and after 2001, relative or the previous. And then when we compare between the graphs, more dolphins in Spencer Gulf had most skeleton pathologies. And amongst immature dolphins, Gulf St. Vincent dolphins has more pathology than Spencer Gulf. In recent years, compared the animals who surrounded the recent years, higher percentage of dolphins showed more pathologies in a Gulf St. Vincent. And looked into the individual Gulf, and within the Gulf St. Vincent, matured dolphins has more skeletons. So as they're getting older, they have more skeletal pathologies. And then the same tendency we found in a Spencer Gulf as well. But interestingly, the dolphins that died of the anthropogenic circumstances had more skeleton pathologies than the death of the non-anthropogenic in the Spencer Gulf. And then look at the individual category of the regions. So lytic region, we found more in the Gulf St. Vincent dolphins. And then also more dolphins died in recent years had lytic region than before. And then the other lytic region, degenerative region, trunk and fractures. All of these types of regions, as they're getting older, we found more regions. Okay, thank you. So as a conclusion, skeletal pathology provides further information to reduce the unknown circumstance category animal. And then age seems to be one of the important variables for skeletal pathologies. As they're getting older, they have more pathologies. And then in Spencer Gulf, many dolphins are dead of the anthropogenic factor. Circumstance had skeletal pathologies. I shouldn't say what, but this Spencer Gulf has more fisheries in there. And then dolphins in St. Vincent has more skeletal pathologies, especially lytic regions, than those in Spencer Gulf. And then contrary, we expected some effect for the bone quality based on the micro CT, but our study didn't identify any major growth pathologies in the Spencer Gulf. Therefore, we are still continuing the research about the bone microstructure to look at, and the heavy metal concentration in all the individual animals' organs, and morphometric analysis of the kidney and kidney pathology, and then estimated age to be determined, and then location is in the Gulf. Thank you very much for the attention. Thank you very much for the